fascinating and phenomenal. You good? I've been pastoring in Allentown since 2002. In 2010, we brought properties a little north of here. And so our original church campus, Resurrected Life, is at 9th and Turner. We own a parking lot and an education facility and a regular church facility. It was the former St. Michael's Evangelical Lutheran Church. That's a story in and of itself. But during the uprisings, a lot of my white clergy colleagues called me and said, Dr. Edwards, we don't know what to do. We feel somehow we're complicit in Black Death. We're not talking about police brutality. So basically, I organized them to do an action against themselves. So about 400, mostly white clergy, Christian clergy, gathered at Resurrected Life in June 21st, 2020, because it was just post the execution of Brother Floyd. And so we did prayer. We talked about the sin of silence and their complicit nature in not using the pulpit as an act of resistance. And so we walked the streets. It was about 500 of us, and there were probably about 1,000 at the time. There were folks all joined us. And we chose this church. And we did the action on the steps of the church where you all were gathered just now. And we did it under the guise that even though the colonizers were hiding the Liberty Bell in the basement of the church, the same folks were hiding liberty from many of my people, from many black folk. And so the whole hypocrisy of hiding the bell in the church, while at the same time Pennsylvania was a slaveholding state. So we a black-led church, we took to the streets, we led our white colleagues down here to actually allocute and confess of their own accord their complicit nature in Black death and police brutality and not speaking out against it. So that was a full day of actions. And then those clergy went to the place where lots of our black kids had died as a result of police brutality in the city and met the families and did penance there at each one. It was like 25 spots. It was very powerful and very moving. During COVID, this church, like many other churches, probably went down to like 10 people. I think the youngest person in the church was probably 55. And so I got a phone call from the pastor and the president of the executive council who said, we'd like to talk to you. We are really considering closing, dissolving the church and selling. And would you like to buy the church? And I said, well, I appreciate that. I do not need another church. And so he said, we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you. You have the Freedom School. I had just joined the United Church of Christ. It's like post 2019. And this was a UCC congregation. So we met, and long story short, on February 1st, 2023, they sold us the entire building. It's 35,000 square feet for $1.
Yeah!
Wow. And so,
yeah!
And so we call this reparations. We're a black-led, but we are multiracial. We are a church of all peoples. And so to be able to be stewards of this property and facility, to have a freedom school here, our church has a CDC that has about 70 staff. We do early learning, so we have 170 infants, toddlers, and preschoolers here during the day, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, if you're up to it, tomorrow we are doing a ribbon cutting at our original facility. We have renovated our early education facility. It's a $12 million, $10 million facility that we're going to open tomorrow.
What
Tomorrow at 10
location
o'clock. That's at 916 West Turner Street. So we're going to have African dancing and drumming, and then we're going to go down to the Arts Park and have the Juneteenth celebration.
What time is that at?
That's at 10 o'clock.
Are you on that calendar? Is that?
I think it's on, but it's on for 9 o'clock. Yeah. It's the wrong time. It's 10 o'clock. So the ribbon cutting ceremony is at 10 o'clock. And then some of us are going to do a flag raising at 12 o'clock City Hall, Juneteenth, and then we're going to go to the Arts Park.
So is that walking distance, I guess, because there's
Well,
people at the Moxie?
Just go to the box.
It's actually closer than the Moxie.
Okay.
Yeah, we're between 7th and 6th. This is 9th Street. So if you go 3 blocks up, and then you make a right, it's right there.
So maybe that's why they have us meet there and then I guess walk over.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Yep. So that's the story of, that's the good version of how we acquired the building.
What happened to the original building? Like you said, this is part of the original building, as in
Yeah.
this part. What happened to what would have been?
They kept building on, I mean, the sanctuary that we worshiped in, and the majority of the church was built, was renovated in 1868. Then again in 1888.
Okay.
In 1868, right.
Yeah.
There's a beam in the sanctuary in the rear. That's an original beam from the original church.
Wow, okay.
So this particular edifice that we're in now, what year was that building?
Probably 1868.
So this still a 200-something year.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's an old building. It's an old, yeah. It's an old building. It's not the original. It's not the original building. This is the original stone to the original foundation.
Wow.
So this goes back the 18th century.
Being out of Las Vegas, we can't even. We can't reference this. Vegas ain't even 100 years old barely. So to have a 200-year-old church,
Yeah.
it's like, this is rich history, and thank you for
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
time.
The,
Yes.
the salacious part of this story is that when we acquired the building, the Liberty Bell, this was a museum. The Liberty Bell Museum was a separate enterprise from the church. The church wanted to sell us the building for $1, but the Liberty Bell Museum did not. And so it got rather contentious, unfortunately, with lots of racial things happening, unfortunately.
Oh.
And it made the paper and all the things, and so bottom line is they couldn't get the bell out. So we got the bell and the building.
That is kind of interesting. I was gonna say, how do they separate
Oh, you
that?
say the
That's-
good from
It was the Liberty Bell Museum was a separate enterprise from the
Yeah,
church.
I hear what you're saying.
And actually they just, this was a very outdated space with when you came down here, you would think that only white men had anything to do with the nation. There were Confederate flags down here, there were I was like, nah, this is not, So, it got to be very, not good.
So Pastor,
Yes.
what did they want to do?
They wanted us they wanted us to have the same arrangement with them that the prior church had with them, which was basically a 99-year lease in perpetuity for $1 a year. And I said, there is no way in good conscience that I could have a school for mostly black, brown, and poor children here and have them subsidize a museum which should be able to be financially solvent and sustainable
Yeah.
if you had a business plan. But one person said, you will get this over my dead body, and literally, you know what happened.
He died.
I am not
did it take
kidding.
before
I
he
wish I
died?
were kidding. It got to be very ugly. But here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are, y'all.
Praise God.
And y'all
Let's
in
make some noise
Allentown?
for the bishop giving us his
Yeah,
story. Yes,
yeah,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, I mean, make yourself at home, do whatever you want to do, but we have a grant that we received for $200,000 to do a study on this space. So we're going to turn this into a democracy and listening room. So we have done jazz down here and democracy. I'm a musician, so we've had sets down here and then book readings.
Did you say sex or sex?
Sets. Musical sets, brother. Sets. S-E-T. S-E. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Everyone heard me say sets. Musical sets. Musical sets, Bishop. Yes.